The World Health Organization have been locked in at this emergency meeting all afternoon, and they're expected to make their announcement shortly. That announcement, whether this will be an international public emergency, similar to Ebola or swine flu. Now, just behind me, a plane landed about an hour ago directly from Wuhan, that 11-hour flight that landed here. And that's one of 3 flights that are made every week to London's Heathrow. Now, authorities say that flight would have gone through enhanced measures. So what does that mean? The announcement would have been made on the plane about the situation, about coronavirus. The aircraft would have been isolated when it landed, and also a health team would have gone to meet the aircraft. Now, there have been no confirmed cases of coronavirus in the UK. And that's the situation, that's the measures that the authorities here have put in place, the Department of Health, Public Health England, but the measures in China have been much stricter. When you arrive from the epicenter of the coronavirus outbreak, this is what awaits you. Passengers landing from Wuhan into Beijing are greeted by masked officials in biohazard suits. Thermometers screening for early signs of the virus. This is a country on high alert.
Unless for essential reasons, we suggest that people outside of Wuhan don't go to Wuhan, and Wuhan residents don't leave Wuhan. This will reduce the movement and reduce the transmission.
But with one of the biggest festivals in the Chinese calendar coming up, the Lunar New Year, it might be difficult to keep a city of over 11 million people on lockdown. There are now more than 500 confirmed cases of coronavirus. The vast sprawling city of Wuhan in Hubei province is where the virus was first detected. The outbreak has already hit Hong Kong and several cities in China, including the capital Beijing and Shanghai. Further cases have also been confirmed in Thailand, Japan and South Korea. Outside of Asia, the virus has now reached the US too, with a confirmed case near Seattle. The World Health Organization has only declared a global health emergency 5 times, including for Ebola and swine flu. Screenings are already happening at airports around the world, heat sensors checking for a fever, and medical workers on standby. And at London's Heathrow, where 3 flights a week come directly from Wuhan, health officials say enhanced monitoring will take place, with what they say is a rapidly evolving situation.
The risk at the current time to the UK is low. This is a problem that's essentially focused within China. Efforts are being made to eradicate or to stamp out the cases that are occurring in China. And if that's done effectively, then we shouldn't see any cases in the UK.
Back in Wuhan, the seafood market where the virus is thought to have started is still closed. Health workers are on the front line, dealing with a mysterious virus they still don't know much about.
My family are worried about our work here, and they get even more worried when they see the news every day. I always tell them it's okay as we're well protected. But I'm just saying that to give them peace of mind. We're actually afraid and worried. But as long as we're on duty, our own sense of mission will support us to do the job.
Out on the streets, workers are busy disinfecting in an attempt to contain a virus that's already spread far beyond the city.
Well, joining me now is Dr. Ngozi Irondu, who's a biosecurity expert and part of the Global Health Programme at Chatham House. How worried should we be in Britain?
Well, in Britain, I think that we should be concerned, but not overly worried. We should be concerned because this is a novel virus. We don't have that much information about it, but we know that it falls into the coronavirus family. So like SARS or the Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, MERS, we know that this type of virus could have the potential to infect a lot of people. So it's something to be concerned about, but not overly worried.
The health minister said that the fatality rate is currently thought to be 2%. So where does that place it in different pneumonias and different viruses?
I think it's actually too early to really know what the case fatality rate is.
So that might be wrong?
That could be, because the case fatality rate is not just the number of people who die and the people that we say are cases right now. Some of the cases will recover, some of the cases will still die, so we actually don't have enough information to calculate the case fatality rate.
So we can't say how deadly this virus is?
I mean, at the moment, the WHO is saying that even though there is human-to-human transmission, we're not sure how long that transmission could be sustained. So If it's sustained for a longer period of time within one person, meaning that one person can infect multiple people quite easily, that's something to be worried about, and then we'll have to increase precautionary measures.
And how long does it take to develop medical or immune responses to something like this?
Do you mean interventions like
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually, as a global community, quite equipped to take precautionary measures. For example, in China, as was just reported, there's already been quarantine measures. There's some countries within the region that are also quarantining certain passengers that have high fevers, are presenting with some of the symptoms that the novel coronavirus are causing. So as a global community, I think we are quite equipped. China is a bit difficult, especially right now, because of the Lunar New Year. So I think that amount of influx of people means that we have to be even more vigilant.
But people will recall in previous outbreaks of scary viruses, you know, we've had lots of concern about the supply of medicines like Tamiflu or whatever it might be. I mean, are there drugs available that would help patients who contract this?
We actually don't know at the moment, right? It's a new virus. It's something that we've never seen before, so we're not sure if there's a specific medicine that can help. Antivirals, because it's a virus, antivirals should be effective, but we're not quite sure which one at the moment. Right now, the WHO is just suggesting or recommending that we take hygienic measures, as in washing our hands, wearing masks. I mean, in China, they're wearing quite a few masks, yeah.
And, I mean, do you think the idea of just telling patients who are coming off a plane, look, if you're feeling ill, then go and see somebody, is enough? I mean, you know, isn't the normal reaction to people to go, I don't want to get caught up in that kind of bureaucracy. I don't want to be quarantined for 6 months. I'm probably fine. I've just come off a long-haul flight, that's all.
So you're saying, is
You
it
know,
more likely
are people likely to comply with advice that says, if you're feeling a bit ill, hand yourself in?
Well, I think that it depends on the person, but I think if we continue to communicate risks effectively, so if the media, the health authorities are in alignment with really communicating what we know and what we do not know, then I would think that the public would make the choice to protect themselves and protect their loved ones as well. Because when there's an infectious disease out there that someone can contract, it's not just about you, it's about your family, it's about your coworkers. So I think the public would make the right decision.